Hello, everybody. Welcome back to What's the Logic in That, episode 12. We're a weekly podcast hosted by two guys with no short-term memory whatsoever.
Yep.
We spontaneously discuss randomly selected topics from a spin wheel, and as always, some of these topics are provided by yourselves in the comments. So please make sure to put down what you're thinking in the comments below so we can read them and add them onto next week's spin wheel. If you'd like your questions featured, and you're listening via audio, so through Spotify,
SoundCloud, Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts.
Yep. Then by all means, come over to the YouTube video or visit our social media. We're on Twitter and Facebook and Instagram.
Yep.
And then just post your comments there as well. That'd be great. Mr. Dean, how are you this week?
I'm okay. This week's going a bit slow, but it's alright. Right. Maybe a second lockdown happening in London, but yeah, you have to get on with it. Keep drinking more coffee, I guess. I'll be fine.
Cool. I've taken the opposite approach. Lockdown 2 is coming in. This week's gone extra quick, and I'm drinking rum. So let's see what happens. Do you want to pop that spin wheel up? Let's see what the first topic of the day is.
Yeah.
Hopefully something light, something fun to get us going with. Not something super serious. Every time I've said that, it's always been serious. So let's see.
It's something you wanted to talk about a lot.
Yes.
Thoughts on PS5 versus Xbox Series X. I'll let you go off with this.
Okay, cool. My thoughts are that PC is better. r/PCMR. But if we're going to be focusing on this, then I will say, my opinion, I think Xbox has won this, but the more that this sort of comes out and the more it unravels, I'm starting to teeter the other way. Like, I think Xbox's pricing model, where they've got the Series S and then they've got the Series X, is fantastic. They've got something cheaper than Sony. That's great. But I think from the initial sort of loadout, the first-party games that are coming with the consoles, PlayStation 5 is ahead. And the fact that Xbox is releasing all their first-party titles to PC at the same time through Game Pass and through the Xbox app on Windows 10, I don't know. I don't know anymore. I think Xbox as a platform is better now than PlayStation, but I feel like Sony has the upper hand in terms of the console race.
Yeah, maybe like that. I do feel like Xbox is moving, or Microsoft's moving towards more cloud stuff, and with Game Pass and everything else, you've got the game. Even with like deals with like Samsung, for example, I think it's with the S20 Note and all of that. Here, you can get an S20 with an Xbox controller and Game Pass. It's pushing towards more like trying to get rid of Stadia wherever it is, if it's still around.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I guess they're trying to monopolize in that market because a lot of people can't really afford consoles or whatever, or they want to have a game on the go. Maybe it's for streamers going everywhere as well. There's new phones for that too.
I feel like they're following the Microsoft 365 model to an extent. They're trying to make Xbox like a SaaS service where it doesn't really matter what platform you're playing on, whether it's Android, Windows, or an Xbox console. Eventually, you'll just be able to play all the games wherever you are.
Yeah, and they really don't care about the consoles right now. Hence why they're trying to push to the PC market as well. Trying to get in there. It's like, don't use Steam, use us.
Yeah, and I think this probably should have been its own separate topic. I don't know whether you've seen this week, but Xbox, or Microsoft, should I say, just bought Bethesda. So, yeah, like literally a couple of days ago, maybe even less than 24 hours ago, the deal went through. And they bought Bethesda, so that means Fallout, Elder Scrolls, all those games are now going to be, or potentially in the future will be first-party Xbox titles or first-party Microsoft titles, and they might not be available on PlayStation.
I think it'll be like Microsoft titles, and then or have it released maybe through PC still and whatever, and then it'll be like, here's the console version later.
Yeah, definitely.
I think that's how it's going to work.
So I feel like that's a big hit to Sony. That they're now on Microsoft's side.
Yeah, and then even like when you just think about people who will stay console, and won't move to cloud properly with like phones and then PC. Even the digital one is so cheap. Is it 300? And then Game Pass for that as well with it is cheap anyway.
Yeah, exactly.
It's ridiculously cheap.
Exactly, and Microsoft have also announced that like most of the first-party titles that they have or that are coming out are going to be available on Xbox One still.
Yeah.
So they're going to release them on both platforms, so that there's no big rush. There's no big first-party title. Yes, this is the killer game for Series X. They're going. It's software as a service basically. They're trying to prioritize Game Pass and stuff, Game Pass Ultimate, and push that rather than. Whereas Sony's gone for the more traditional model of this is your new console and here you go, that's it.
Yeah, I guess it's like that because more people are doing mobile gaming. It seems really weird to say it, but there's a lot of gaming phones out there, and if anyone can just get, it's just like kicking Google out of the way and just taking over it completely. I mean, if you can at any moment jump on any machine and just do some gaming.
Yeah, I think that's the idea, isn't it? Eventually that's going to be the thing, and I think. The problem with Stadia or Stadia, however you pronounce it, is that again it's too early for that sort of technology because we've had things like that in the past with OnLive, I think it was called, and there's been a few like PlayStation Now is also already a thing where you can connect remotely to a machine somewhere and then play it on there. Although you can only play that on Windows or on a PlayStation console. I think they're too early. I don't think that there's the infrastructure isn't there. It's not ready for it yet. So I think Microsoft's approach of getting everybody into the mindset of, oh, I can play from my phone. Oh, I can play from my computer. It doesn't matter what I'm on.
Yeah.
And then slowly moving into it, maybe not this generation, but the generation after, when everybody has a decent internet connection and that everything's available to them. I think that's the best approach to it. Because eventually that means that all they have to sell is like a Chromecast type thing that you plug into the back of your TV and it costs 50 quid and then you've got Game Pass. And then again, it comes back to software as a service, SaaS.
Yep.
They have this monthly subscription that you pay for, like Netflix or Hulu or whatever you're watching. And it's you play your games that way. The same pricing model or whatever that Stadia has. And it's just a monthly service that you pay for.
Yeah.
Except for by that point, Microsoft will have they've got the infrastructure in place, and everybody at their homes can also do that as well.
And I don't know if they'll be using like Android more and stuff, but like, can you imagine they did something out of Samsung? With Samsung Dex. Can you imagine you have a high spec phone you just spent money on, you got Xbox Game Pass with Android, and then you just plug it in.
And you plug it into your TV,
and the phone is you plug it into your TV, console. And that's your console done.
Well, did you know? This was a few years back now, but Microsoft did actually try something like this.
They did.
Yeah. You had it was a Nokia phone, and they did. I think there was a couple of versions for it, like the 950 or something, and you could get an adapter like Dex, and then all you did was you just whack in like a USB-C cable, dock it, and then you have like a it's like a Windows 10S, like that special lockdown version that runs on ARM. It was like it just ran that. And then you could run like full fat versions of Office and stuff just from your phone.
Exactly. Yeah.
And then you could undock it and then take it with you. And I think that probably is the future. And it's kind of like what Nintendo did with the Switch.
Yeah. I'm guessing maybe with Microsoft's. You remember they brought out the is it the Duo, that new tablet with phone?
Yeah.
If they did a second version of that, that could even become even handheld, or it could become the Dex device.
That's it, yeah. And then you have that device, because it has two screens, it's kind of like a 3DS or a DS.
It almost is like a Nintendo DS, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. And at that point, you've got haptic feedback and all this other stuff, so you don't really need any physical controls.
Yeah,
and then you can map whatever buttons you want to it, and then you're good to go.
And as always, no one had to go at anyone who had a Nintendo DS from all the generations up to the 3DS complained about any bezel size.
No, it didn't matter, did it? Yeah.
No one cared. It was like, I played the game.
Yeah, exactly. If you have decent games, then people will come to your platform. So, in terms of PlayStation 5 versus Xbox Series S, though, if we're looking at it objectively from console to console, then I think the PlayStation 5 is probably better in terms of the games that it has available to it.
Mm-hmm.
If we're looking at it from the point of the future and performance and stuff like that, the
And
Series X, it's definitely
Microsoft.
Microsoft have definitely won it.
Yeah, even if you're thinking about new gamers are seeing all these like new maybe indie games, arcade games and stuff, and how Microsoft is working, you might as well go towards PC and then get a Game Pass as well on top.
Yeah, exactly. I know as a PC gamer, I have Game Pass because I can play, Halo and stuff on PC now. That's great. Another big selling point. Sorry to interrupt you there, but another big selling point before I lose track, is that on Xbox Series S, you can play Xbox One games, Xbox 360 games, and original Xbox games as well. And I think if Sony did that, if Sony allowed you or like built some kind of emulator like they did on the PS3, so you could play PS2 games after the 80 gig model or whatever when they removed the Emotion Engine from the hardware, if they did that, right, so you could play PS4, PS3, PS2, PS1 games natively or via emulation, via the disc, you just put the disc in and it plays. That would be perfect. I think they would have it in the bag. And they have such a backlog
honestly,
of content and stuff that it would just be a landslide.
When they brought out the was it the PlayStation Classic little art thing, I was like, if it was it for how much? Like really? Like, couldn't you just release some titles as like an arcade game to download? Why do you have to buy the whole little tiny box, which is an emulator in a sense anyway? What's the point?
Exactly, yeah.
And it's not even the titles you wanted. It was like how many in one.
Because that's the other problem to me is you can push PlayStation Now and stuff and say you can play PS3 games on here, but the problem I have with whenever I see things like that come up that you could do it through the streaming service or we've got this alternative available to you is if you're pushing your console as this PC equivalent. Like they're running AMD Zen 2 and RDNA 2 graphics cards in them, so it's essentially just a PC like the last generation was. X86, there's emulators for PS3 on X86. Why can't Sony build their own one, right, in house with a full team of developers behind it that runs PS3 games or PS2 games or PS1 games natively or just on the console? Like, why does it have to be a streaming service? I get that you're trying to do it like a SaaS platform, but you have the internal resources to do it, so why not?
Yeah. For me anyway, just personally between PlayStation and Xbox, I mean my younger days, because it was before Microsoft was around, PlayStation. But as soon as Xbox came out, I drifted towards it.
Right.
And I only came back to Sony because of certain titles that were only on PlayStation, and that was it. That was the only thing that brought me back occasionally because of certain titles. Nothing else. It wasn't about like how it was online or gameplay of certain things or the controller or anything else. It was just only specific titles and that was it. Whereas Xbox, I just like Xbox.
Microsoft. So how did your generational jumps go then? Assuming your first like console was like PlayStation 1, that era.
So PS1. And then I instantly left. I went to GameCube, and the only reason I got a PS2 or a Slimline was because of certain games at the time, and also because GameCube was being written off in the UK. There wasn't many games for it. Then after that, I didn't get a PS3. It was on to Xbox 360.
Okay.
And it's just been Xbox after that. I mean, I played PS3 at people's houses and stuff. I didn't. But Blu-ray, it's like I'm not bothered.
Yeah, I don't really care about that stuff.
I don't really care. And at the same time, there's some great handheld games, like Nintendo. Yes, had some great games, mini games. And I was more into playing like fun little games than like serious hardcore games on either. But I still didn't. Well, that was when PS3 had the weird flappy R2s and stuff.
Oh yeah. I know.
That was horrible. So when I went from a GameCube sort of Xbox kind of chunky controller to that, I was like, "What is this? I can't play." And then you'd have to buy those little adapter things to sort of make it cool.
I know what you mean. Yeah. Okay, cool. I think mine was sort of N64, and then PS2, then PS3. But I sort of switched halfway through. So I originally had a PS3. And then towards the end of the life cycle, I got like roped into Xbox because that's where all my friends were. And then this generation, and towards the end of the last generation as well, I've been primarily PC.
Yeah.
So I mean, I have both of them. I have a PS4 and an Xbox One, but like since Game Pass came out on PC, don't think I've even touched my Xbox. And PS4 games, I've for some reason I read Red Dead Redemption 2 on PS4 because it hadn't come out on PS4 on PC yet, and I use it for playing multiplayer games. So like, we played Little Big Planet and some was it Cell Damage HD, like the remake for that, just multiplayer games. So it's good for if people ever come around.
Yeah, that's basically it, right? I mean, there's no other reason for me to use a Sony PlayStation.
Yeah, there's no advantage to either of them now. I mean, at the end of the day, at one point, yeah, it was like a generational leap between them, right?
Yeah,
There's so much difference between each one. But now every third-party title comes out on every platform anyway.
It comes on every platform of sorts, and then even as soon as it hits PC, then it's like, whatever, man. Forget the consoles.
Exactly. There's just not enough competition there for it to be a definitive answer between it.
And that's when you have to go back to certain titles, but then certain titles always get released onto Steam eventually.
Yeah. Things come out eventually anyway. Or, eventually you get to the point where you can just emulate it. So.
Yeah. So PS5 versus Xbox, price-wise, and for the general gamer, young gamer or something, I think they would go towards an Xbox.
Yep.
A lot of people love PlayStation, and there's lots of history about it, but then price. Like, if it was like a family, like, I'm gonna get my kids something for Christmas or something, or like whatever the next holiday, like, or birthday.
If I was forced to pick between either of them right now, like somebody says you have to buy one, right? You have no choice. You have to pick one of the two. Then I pick PlayStation purely because I can play all the Xbox games on PC.
For me, same scenario, but then if I was just someone who didn't know anything, and then it was just between the PS5 and Xbox, Game Pass would be making me choose Xbox because of the price of it and what's available. There's so much content there.
Yeah, that's true. I'm surprised Sony hasn't announced or done anything like that yet.
Yeah, because I thought as soon as Stadia was, when Stadia was really hyped. Everyone's like, "Oh, Stadia," and then it's.
And then it came out and it was like, oh, Stadia.
Yeah, because idea is brilliant, but until 5G 100 meg in every household is the norm, it's not going to be very good at all, man.
It's never going to kick off until everybody has a super low latency, high speed connection.
Yeah, exactly. And only certain countries are in that right now, where everyone.
Exactly.
Yeah, and I guess the idea would be if you get 5G. Well, 5G antennas don't even reach far anyway. The ones.
No, exactly. This is super short range.
Yeah, so it's not.
And people keep bloody destroying them.
Yeah, or destroying the wrong powers because they don't know what 5G looks like. Yeah, idiots. Yeah.
Cool. Do you want to move on because we've almost hit 20 minutes with this.
Yeah, so we finished that discussion.
What should be instantly something else related to consoles now?
That would be great.
I really want you to list off all your favorite games.
Oh, mate.
Gene has been writing a list, right, and I've seen it. It's long. Okay, deep, nice and deep. What happens to your mind when you die? This is really deep, and I like the idea behind this question, because it in itself is implying that something happens rather than just nothingness.
Yeah,
and I like the idea that at least something happens. I'm just gonna put this out there. Yeah, I'm. I think the word is agnostic. You know, I I don't believe in any specific religion, but I'd like to think that at least something is out there.
Okay.
I'm not completely against the idea that there is a greater being somewhere or some sort of greater mindset. So I'd like to think there is some equivalent to an afterlife or reincarnation, rather than just emptiness.
Yeah. I would love if there's an option to be reborn. But
With your
retain your
memories.
memories.
Yeah.
But retain your memories or have flashbacks of your past lives. But I have the logical stuff in me keeps getting me scared of those moments. When you pass out or when you fall asleep, you can sleep for ages and you don't wake up for a while, right? You could pass out for maybe 3 days, and then someone tell you wouldn't even know how much time has passed. It makes you think, is your brain really turning off during that time?
Yeah, you're just absent throughout the whole thing.
Yeah, because you do have brain activity when you sleep, whether or not you remember your dreams or not. But maybe it's like that, and the next time you wake up, you just a baby again, that's the reborn, or it could be like in the Matrix, you just get unplugged.
You get unplugged. Yeah, maybe. I think the problem with this question is it's so difficult to answer because
No one knows.
nobody knows, and nobody ever will know, probably, or not within our lifetime, or probably
or like
generations past our lifetime.
or even if it was like a soul cycle thing where the number of souls in the world is always the same. But no one's checked that.
How will we ever know?
Yeah, because you never know how many humans are on the planet. It's always an average based on the stats, and the stats have gotten better, but it could have been the same how many years ago.
Yeah, exactly. It's so difficult to put a number on statistics like that.
If there is a heaven and a hell, I probably know which one I'm going to.
It's eternal torment for you, boy.
Yeah, but because even if it was at the end of days, I'm at the golden gates, or whatever gates you want to call them, whatever in the sky, and I get told if you have a chance to repent, would I for certain things? Maybe not. But no, he deserved that, and then I end up in hell. Or even if you're a ghost, there's ghost stuff too.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind that, actually. I want to torment people forever.
Yeah, it's ghost. I guess you can say astral plane or just ghost. I guess ghost is referring more like spooky stuff, whereas astral plane, I guess, is like more spiritual.
It'd be very crowded, wouldn't it?
Yeah, can you imagine you're out and like, shit, this is the central line of ghosts?
It's when you go and visit your house and you realize how many people in the astral plane or ghosts were like watching you.
Yeah, it's like, oh, it's you. You're not going to do that usual thing at that time. It's like, okay, cool. I don't know, man. Because there's even stuff about what brain activity after you die anyway.
Yeah.
So what happens in those few minutes? Is your brain just going into shutdown mode, or is something actually backed and stored somewhere? So it could be.
Ooh, that's a good thought. That's the Matrix thing coming back again.
Yes.
Something being backed up? Are you being stored somewhere for easy access down the line? Are your memories being transferred elsewhere?
Yeah, wouldn't it be cool, like a Ghost in the Shell thing where cybernetics are just about to get started, and they can get all the information somehow through some interface into binary code, and then later on there'll be a body waiting for you.
Yes, I've always had a weird feeling about this thing, right? Because what happens? Yeah, are you still the same person? Like, is it your consciousness, or is it a new person?
Yes.
Just living with your memories, because the moment that you remove yourself from here, or say because technically, if you were backed up and then put into another body, whilst your current body still existed, then now there's two people and two separate consciousness.
Yeah,
So-
and
so
if
how
you're
does
in the
that-
new, yeah, how does that work? Or if you were in the new body and you saw your original, would you feel inferior even though you're more advanced? Because you're like, that's the real one here. I'm just a fake.
I'm a clone. Yeah.
Yeah, would you get that sense of like, I'm just a clone. I'm just a copy. I'm nothing. The other side of this. You made me think of it. I almost forgot it. In another body. I had it on the tip of my tongue.
Oh, you mean the Netflix thing, or
No, I just
I
remembered
was
it
thinking
now.
of Altered Carbon when you
You're
said
talking about how you can see yourself as another consciousness. What if it you go and then you come back again, but the world's different. So it was almost like what is science called?
science.
Like Scrooge's cat and that, like you
Oh,
will never know.
Schrodinger's cat. You mean
Yeah, what if
quantum
you-
physics?
Yeah, quantum physics. What if it's this world was just your imagination?
Right. Yeah. And
That
you,
sort of madness.
yeah. Okay. Yeah, because you can. Yeah, I see what you mean. Quantum theory. I think it's rather than quantum
Or
physics.
what? Yeah, or what if it ends, and then the next time you wake up, it's at some eventful point in your life, and you wake up and you've just lived those 60 years or whatever it is, and you're back and you're 18 again. And you're like, what?
That'd be nice.
Like a mad like Groundhog Day,
Yeah.
Groundhog Years,
Groundhog
and you're
years.
like,
But like the other part of that is how many of those those memories that you made and you know these events that happened whilst you were technically sleeping are actually going to happen still. You know, because you've got the things like the butterfly effect. Like the moment that you know about
Yes.
things, you're going to start
If you-
doing things differently, so they might
Yeah.
never happen.
exactly, or like the butterfly effect, where if you know something's gonna happen, you're the catalyst that caused it.
Yeah, it happened because you were there for it to happen.
Yeah, because you knew, or you're trying. Yeah, you preventing this is what caused it. So if you did nothing, it would have been fine, or something like
You could potentially destroy the world
that.
by not being in the right place at the right time because fate had bound you to that, but because you know that that is going to happen and you don't do it.
I think there was a TV show about it, but what's that saying about is it through you know everyone in the world through was it 6, 7 people?
Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
Yeah, I doubt it, but I think it would be like 15 people or more than that.
Maybe that's
Depends what your crowd is, but I think it's possible with how my reach is currently. I think
if
it might be
I'm
possible.
Amish, yeah. Keep going back to this is the recurring theme. Yeah.
Amish.
That I'm eventually going to be an Amish person with no connection to technology. If I was Amish and the 15 people around me had never seen anybody outside of there, then
Yeah, you don't know.
yeah, exactly.
Oh, do you feel like this is off topic? Sorry. Being Amish is like I forgot his name. Shyamalan's film, The Village.
You got to remember, yeah, that I don't watch films.
Sorry. So The Village is these people are basically Amish. Yeah, they are Amish, and they're restricted, and then it's almost like an experiment. So they're told not they're in like a this is a spoiler for everyone. So they're in actually really recently in like an park area, and they get told there's a beast at a certain time to prevent them from going outside. And a blind girl eventually gets outside. She has no fear of the beast, and there's a car passing.
Oh,
So you feel like you're in. It goes on across that you're in 19 whatever, but it turns out they're in modern times, and then they're chosen to live in this way, and they're forcing them with fear to think it's this way.
okay. That's it.
think-
It was
so when you say-
Village. I want to watch this now.
And you say when like Amish people, some of them, the stereotypical ones, I guess. Maybe it's like that. Whereas they will never know what's on the other side, or they choose not to know, or they're being stopped.
Yeah, it's somebody controlling them. Well, I guess there is an element of control there, isn't there? Because like, if you've been brought up Amish, then you
Mm.
will have never known the outside world or the benefits of technology or all this other stuff, all the apparent benefits of all the things.
Yeah,
So yeah, so I guess that is an element of control in itself.
yeah, and then it also makes me think of really weird stuff as well. So like, what if at your end of days you finally found out that the world really is flat and it's a big conspiracy, like, and then you're done. You don't actually get to ask questions. I'd lose my mind.
It
That,
turns out the world is flat after all. Every
mm,
conspiracy, lizard people, all that stuff,
everything's real.
everything's real.
Um, for me, if it was like mythical creatures and stuff, that would be interesting. I mean, it was covered in the Matrix. They covered it by like rogue programs, by like mythical beasts and stuff like that. And then in this manga I was reading, anime I watched called Gaiva by Abusadama, they talked about evolution and stuff. And this is the true form of human. So each beast form or whatever historic thing was actually a human evolution.
Right. So eventually they've just ended up being a beast of some kind.
Yeah, that's the true stage. Humans are
Okay.
like the base for the next.
Right. Yeah. The next evolution.
Hmm.
That sounds interesting as well.
Yeah,
I wish I watched half the films that you have. You watch so many things.
I've watched really weird things, man. Trust me. A lot of the most popular things I've never seen, but then I introduced you to some stuff, some interesting
Yeah.
stuff.
And
So
I've tried to watch everything that you told me to watch.
yeah, um, yeah. What happens when you die? No one knows, but what's left is just the shell of the person. You never know where the personality goes. So
Yeah. I'd like to think that it goes into some mystical plane of existence where you live happily ever after, though.
going into sci, I like that as well. I hope it's like that. Going into sci-fi, I just remembered in Marvel Captain America Civil War? I want to say no, it's Winter
I've
Soldier.
seen
Sorry,
them.
it's Winter Soldier. Sorry. Zola was in the machines. What
Yeah.
if you can teach a smart AI like Amazon's, like what Echo and everything? What if a smart one can learn your personality to the dot, and you tell it all your history?
Oh, and then it just replicates you and then becomes you and then takes over.
Yeah. Or even there was was it a Johnny Depp film where he became a sentient AI sort of thing? I can't remember what it's called.
I don't know. I like that idea though that like eventually something has just watched you so long that it just becomes you. It becomes
Mm.
a replica of you. And then I guess in essence, maybe you wouldn't live on forever, but that AI could potentially live
The
on
AI
forever.
could potentially store itself on multiple servers, and then
And then yeah, continue. And then I guess eventually it's going to become the ultimate version of you. I don't know. This is very in depth. Very
yeah, I just thought of something that if the AI sort of brainwashed someone into being you, so
oh
they
my
believe they're now
god.
you. That's some weird stuff.
Have you
Uh,
seen? Have you played Metal Gear Solid 5?
no, I haven't.
Okay, I'm not going to spoil anything.
That's it. What happens when you die? I hope it's not just someone pulled out the plug.
Yeah,
I hope it's a bit
I
more.
wish for not eternal blackness and darkness. I wish for something more.
Yeah, I do as well.
Sorry. I need to do this. I needed to do it at some point. I wish for something more. Okay, I've got that out of my system.
Thank you, Tom. I guess we'll move on to the next topic.
Yes, yeah. Let's do so.
Mm.
Okay, topic 3. Let's have a look. What's it going to be? What's it going to be? Hiding personal problems instead of dealing with them or facing them. From Pricilla. Thank you very much.
Do you hide any of your personal problems?
Oh yeah, all the time. I'm nowhere near like this as a person. I just hide everything. This is a facade. I just put this on constantly. This is just the only thing is it's just everybody knows me this way, so that's just how I act.
Mm.
I'm a lethargic, awful person, and I hide everything.
Sure. Um, I don't know. Sometimes you don't have to share all your what people call problems or faults. They find them themselves. People probably find that strength. So I don't know. Uh,
Um, so I do hide things. I'll just say
mm,
that off the bat, right? What I said before was just a joke. But yeah, like you say, some things are personal, and there's things that I won't even share with my partner. I'll
mm,
keep them wrapped up. If it's something that affects me majorly, then maybe I'll eventually discuss it. But a lot of the time, I'll just keep it under wraps and then let it bubble away and eventually just like explode and then get really angry about it.
yeah.
Um, that's definitely not the way you're supposed to deal with things.
Yeah. That's not the way I'm doing quite much. That's not the way people say you should deal with it. But everyone's got a different coping mechanism. I mean, some are very unhealthy. Like people end up in booze or whatever to deal with their problems that they have.
I was going to say, I think at the start when I originally moved down here, I did sort of, I wasn't really happy with the fact that because I moved to London from Manchester.
Mm.
I wasn't regionally that happy with the fact that I'd moved, and I did bury a lot of that in drinking every day. Because normally it's
Mm.
not as much as I am a northerner, it's not something that I would have done at home. I wasn't drinking constantly at home, and the people around me probably didn't help at the time, should we say? Um, but yeah, I definitely use drink to hide issues, and I still do now, which is why I'm drinking now. I've had a rough day, and I
Yeah.
just want to just
And
get it out of the way.
I feel like sirens.
Coming
I
after
feel
you.
like yeah, they're always after me. um, Facing problems. I don't think you need to face every problem immediately. Sometimes you just need to take a step back to even think if it is a problem.
Yeah, I feel like a lot of the time, if you just like think about something, or you sleep on it, or you take a couple of days to actually just observe it and thinking about it a bit more pragmatically, then a lot of the time it's not you tend to blow things out of proportion quite a bit, especially if it
Yeah.
directly affects you.
Mhm.
So if you can sort of take a step back and not have to deal with it immediately, then a lot of the time it's a bit easier. You can get over it and you can think, oh well, I've just blown that straight out of proportion. I don't actually need to worry about it.
Yeah. And then like hiding personal. I don't think all the things I have that I hide are personal problems. People might think they're personal problems. Like which podcast was it when I talked about my hit list?
Oh yeah, 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 yeah.
Yeah, and you're like, I don't have one. And it's like, Dean, you just contradicted yourself. You just said you won't kill someone, but now you said you probably will. It's like, is that a problem? Maybe to some people, but for me, I'm cool.
Yeah,
So yeah,
you're not gonna act on it, are you? Maybe
it's still maybe.
it's still a big maybe, but yeah,
Yeah.
sure.
Um.
For the safety of the audience and the fact that this could be used as evidence in the future. At the moment, Dean is not going to act upon his on his hit list.
No, I'm not. It's not worth the risk.
Well, I'm
Um.
glad that's the only reason.
Yep. Um. Some. I guess sometimes you shouldn't hide some personal problems. Sometimes you do need to face them. I mean, they're very difficult. If you're talking about like proper domestic stuff that you hear about, I mean, it's hard to face the musical when people come to you and tell you collectively, what's that called? An intervention?
An intervention, yeah.
Yeah. Whether or not you believe the people around you about a certain situation, sometimes you do have to face that problem.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Have you ever been forced into an intervention?
No, I killed all of them. No, I'm joking.
Nah, I
Um,
murdered everybody around me.
no, but I have had people come up to me sometimes. Maybe, maybe once or twice someone said something, I thought about it and I was like, oh,
Yeah,
okay.
I feel like I've had that before. Like people have come up to me and maybe said, "Are you sure that this is what you want? Or are you
Hmm.
sure that you're on the right path?" And rather than
Yeah,
rather than steer me in the right direction, it's just made me reevaluate what I'm doing. and then I can make that choice for myself rather than them being like, oh,
Hmm.
this is totally wrong. You're doing all this the wrong way, and you need to do it this way instead. Because I feel like I wouldn't probably listen to that. I'd probably
Yeah.
just get annoyed.
And then on the other side of it, I hate when people who, like, if I'm talking about me and you, I guess you're a logical thinker as well. We can talk things out and
A lot
stuff
of the time.
a lot of the time. So if you said anything to me, I know it's coming from a person who's unbiased and stuff. But a lot of the people who talk to me about stuff, sometimes it's just like, that's your fucking opinion. I don't even know if I take you seriously or not. But if you came from someone like you, Tom, or anyone else like similar-minded, logical thinking, but can be serious and stuff, then it's like, oh, okay, this is actually a thing I need to think about.
Okay, yeah. I see what you mean. It's got to come from a like-minded individual who you know is unbiased before that you can sort of take it on board. And
Yeah,
I agree with that as well. But
Yeah.
even then, sometimes I've had stupid people say to me like, well, not stupid people, I've had people who I wouldn't say are
Seek advice from.
who I wouldn't seek advice from. Like, that's the right term. Say things that I've sort of resonated with me, and I've gone, yeah, you know what, that is actually quite true. Maybe I should think about this differently, or maybe I should do these things differently.
hmm Yeah, I guess we all hide our personal problems. They can be very insignificant to others, but then as long as we're hiding it, we're either hiding it because it's really affecting us, or we actually don't know
Yeah,
that it is a
yeah,
problem.
that's true
So
as
it's
well.
technically like we're hiding it.
Yeah, if you don't understand that something is a problem to you, then you can never address it because you you don't think of it that way.
Yeah, and you'd never face it.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
also true. Okay, cool. Nice quick one there.
Mhm.
I'm kind of hoping that we have something nice next, something easy, something relaxing. Probably not much left on the board that sort of relates to that, but
Probably not, to be honest. But we'll see how it goes.
let's see what's next. 15 minutes of Dean talking about which games he likes. Yes,
It is.
yes.
It is. Okay, so what games do you play, and what are your all-time favorites? This came from a YouTube comment from the Dank Meme Bakery.
Thank you very much, and I'd just like to say as well, thank you very much for your ongoing support.
Yes, thank you very much.
Go on, pull your bloody list up.
Pull my list up. Ooh, yeah, I've been writing this list for a long time. Okay, so I've got my list in front of me. So all-time favorites, I just wrote down from every console I've touched. What's been my favorite? So Sega Mega Drive, Streets of Rage, Bomberman 1994, Pete Sampras Tennis. Now let's go to Nintendo 64. Pokemon Snap, GoldenEye. Then on the list it's going to Game Boy, Super Mario Land 1989. That's the one I was talking about, Tom, with Daisy as the princess.
Okay.
Pokemon Yellow, Silver, Blade was actually a game on Game Boy. It was really good. Gone to Game Boy Advance. Pokemon Ruby, Jackie Chan Adventures. Did you ever watch the cartoon?
Nope.
Oh, you need to watch it. GameCube, Super Smash Bros. Melee, Mario Kart Double Dash, James Bond 007 Nightfire, which is like GoldenEye, like a modern GoldenEye. FIFA 06, Need for Speed Underground 2, for those who knows what that is.
Played that one.
It should come back properly. Need for Speed Most Wanted, the old school version, 2005. Yes, Animal Crossing Wild World.
Dean, can I pause you for a second?
Yeah.
Somebody recently, well, I don't know if it's recently, within the last year or so, has taken the 2005 version of Need for Speed Most Wanted,
No.
up-resed everything, and added a load of mods to it, and it looks fucking amazing.
Oh my, yeah. When they I'll get back to the list, but when they released the new Most Wanted, I thought, really? And I saw it, I was like, this is, what the fuck?
It's
is this
completely
arcade?
different. Yeah,
What is this
yeah.
arcade game? There's no story. Whereas Underground 2 was just the whole night scene of cars and that. Most Wanted linked into Carbon as well. The whole story was
good.
amazing.
It was
Like the
good.
undercover cop and everything. It was a really good story for, it wasn't just like a burnout
Here we
sort of.
go. We're racing. Yeah, it wasn't just another like Forza clone or whatever, or another
Yeah, or like
Gran Turismo clone.
yeah, you know. Um a DS, after Animal Crossing it was New Super Mario Brothers, most of the mini games, Mario Kart, Mario and Sonic had the Olympic Games. I think it was on 3DS, Bravely Default. That was a brilliant game. I don't know about the second one, I never played it. Pokemon Black. Oh my god, this is nearly done. Wii, Mario Kart, Just Dance, Wii Sports Resorts, Lego Harry Potter, Nintendo Switch, Marvel Ultimate Alliance 3, Sword Art Online Hollow Realization, and gone to PlayStation, so it wasn't really in order. PlayStation X, Tekken 3, Bloody Roar 2, Yu-Gi-Oh! Forbidden Memories, Final Fantasy 7 and 8. Those are masterpieces of story. PlayStation 2, Getaway Black Monday, Futurama, Matrix Path of Neo, Marvel Ultimate Alliance, the first one. That's when I fell in love. PS3, I actually played Modern Warfare 2 on PS3 and Resistance Fall of Man. I've just played it at my friend's house and clocked it. Xbox, X-Men Legends, 360, Borderlands 1 and 2, Dead Island, Gears of War, all of them. Well, up to 3. The whole story of Dom. Marvel Ultimate Alliance 2, Final Fantasy 13, I actually enjoyed that.
I think you're the only one.
Yeah, maybe I'm just weird. Xbox One, I don't really play much games on that. It's just Lego games. I even put down my phone. I feel so sad. Phone, Pokemon Go, 7 Deadly Sins. I had Actually Go skill. That's actually how I met my missus. And then it was, what current stuff are you playing? 7 Deadly Sins on phone. On Xbox One, Lego DC Super Villains. And recently been playing Super Mario 64 via emulator on PC.
Yeah, cool.
That was a fat list.
That was a fat list. I'm going to try and do a similar thing off the top of my head and fail miserably. I feel like I should have prepped a bit more.
Shall I read out consoles to you? Would it be easy?
Yeah, right, fine. You read out consoles to me. Probably miss Mega Drive and stuff because, yeah.
So I'll just shout out some consoles. Nintendo 64.
Super Mario 64. Easy.
Mm-hmm. Game Boy Color? No.
Nope.
Game Boy Advance? Nope.
Oh, yeah. Pokemon Emerald.
Yeah,
played that.
Yep. GameCube?
Either Mario Kart Double Dash or Twilight Princess.
Ooh, cool.
Big fan of Zelda games.
Zelda, yeah. I could never get into them. I was a shit. DS?
DS. I played a lot of DS games, but probably the Mario Kart game the most. Purely because you remember DS Download Play? That was an amazing feature.
And do you remember I remember it on the DS Lite 'cause I had it, but it was the chunky grey DS. It had this Picto Chat as well.
Yes.
Whenever I was on like class trips, you'd chat in that because we didn't really have Reddit and stuff. Or everyone had BBM, but I didn't have that. But yeah.
I remember being on a plane once on the way back from like a holiday, and there was like chat rooms full of kids on there. Oh, so good. So fun. I mean, I would say I was probably about 10 at the time. I'm not saying that I was an adult and then in a chat room full of kids. That's a bit weird. But but yeah, it was amazing. Like how many people just jump into that.
Yeah, because playing Mario Kart or even New Super Mario Brothers and all the bloody mini games.
Yeah, man.
It was like so Mario Party mini games, but just in. Yeah, I love that. Because they took mini games from all eras into that. 3DS, or just covered that on the DS?
Yeah, I didn't actually have a 3DS.
Wii U?
My favorite Wii game, was probably Skyward Sword, actually. Zelda Skyward Sword. That was an incredible game. It actually used the Wii remote so well. Just sat there at 3 in the morning waving it around.
Attachment.
Yeah. It had the motion
plus. Specific, yeah.
Yeah,
okay,
that was really good. Wii U, I I actually liked Nintendo Land quite a bit. I thought that was a fun little thing. I played a lot of that. I mean, this was the point we were starting to drink and stuff as well when Nintendo Land came out. So like playing those mini games while Smash was great because it used the gamepad and stuff, so you could like see the person
Oh yeah,
while
yeah,
they were
yeah.
running around. That was always fun. That
That's
was always
cool.
fun.
Nintendo Switch.
My favorite Switch game, fuck, it's probably Smash. To be honest with you, I played Smash across a lot of generations. I've been in competitions for Smash as well. Never any good. I was always the guy that was like, I'm joining for the fucking sake of it because why not? But yeah, I probably Smash. I've. It's one of those games you can just pick up whenever and just continue to play. I
Yeah, you
played
just
Odyssey and Breath of the Wild, but yeah,
mhm.
we'll
Yeah,
go
with
for
Smash, you can pick up any time, even if it's rusty. One
Yeah,
round and you get back
exactly,
into it.
exactly.
Um, PlayStation or people call it PSX?
Uh, I don't know. To be honest with you,
No,
place it probably Crash or something, or Spyro.
cool.
Probably Spyro, to be honest.
I remember what you said. Dreamcast.
Dreamcast, either Shenmue, 1 or 2, or Sonic Adventure.
Cool. PS2.
I played myself and my brother played this game. It was called Road Trip Adventure, and it's based on it's a Japanese car RPG for kids. I think it's called Chrono something Kuro Q or something Chrono Q. And that was like we played the shit out of that. Like it was such a crap game looking back at it, but like we played it so much, and I just got memories from that more than anything else.
PS3.
PS3. So PS3 was my console of choice for that generation, as we sort of alluded to earlier.
Yeah.
Fuck, what did I play the most on there? Probably Ratchet and Clank of some sort. I think the thing I probably played the most, even though it's not like one of that generation's versions of it,
But it was on the.
I played the collection where it had 1, 2, and 3 on it, probably the most, or replayed Gladiator quite a bit on there as well.
Yeah. Because you had a PS4. Did you even?
Again, it wasn't actually a PS4 game. The only thing really that I played the shit out of on PS4 was a game called Cell Damage, which is it's like a car game. It's like a beat 'em up. You're like riding around in cars. It's 4-player, really good party game. And it was originally a PS2 game. It just got remastered and put in HD on the on the PlayStation Store. Really good.
Did you play original Xbox?
I did, but the only thing I ever played on it was either Halo, which I eventually just played on PC, or
Yeah.
I played Conquer Live and Reloaded as well. But I prefer the original one anyway.
360.
I can't actually think of any 360 exclusives other than like Halo or Gears of War. Probably Halo 3 though. Again, it's just a game that I played the shit out of with my brother.
Yeah, and it's probably the same for One as well. Yeah, Xbox One.
Yeah, probably the same with Xbox One.
And
then
PC.
Go with PC. As much as it pains me to say this, because I absolutely hate World of Warcraft, it's gonna have to be World of Warcraft.
It has to be because it's been how many? You've. It's not like you've been on it all the time, but you've kept your same login and everything else, and you've had a guild. So
yeah, exactly. So when did I stop playing? I started playing Wrath. So in the middle of Wrath, I was only a kid, so I didn't really get it, so I stopped playing. And then I came back at the end of Kata, and then I sort of on and off played throughout the rest of the expansions after that. So I played most of MOP. I sort of quit for WoD because it was crap. Went back for Legion. Legion was excellent. And then for BFA, we sort of played the start, missed most of the middle, and then I've come back for the last 6 months or so. The Visions and stuff. That's been quite good. And then Shadowlands is looking really good as well. We've been playing the beta. My partner got beta access. And we both went to BlizzCon last year, which is where I got this from.
that's sweet.
So this is the Lich King on my Christmas jumper, even though it's middle of September.
Yeah. You don't have any phone games, do you?
No, not really.
You're not a phone gamer.
If I had to say one phone game, it'd probably be either Ingress or Tiny Wings.
Mm,
I played a lot of Ingress when, a few years back, probably like 2015, 2014,
yeah.
when that sort of was started. Well, I mean, it was probably big before then, but it was starting to get bigger then. I got up to level 8 and then sort of quit.
Yeah, I think it's still level 8. There's no higher levels. It's just more missions. So
No, they made it 16 now.
they made it 16.
They made it
No
16,
way.
yeah.
Also, I love the story of like the secret agent thing. It's kind of
Yeah,
cool.
yeah.
And then when they started having mass gathering, it was like illusion on sort of feel.
It was always fun, right? Because we always used to, where I used to work, we played it loads. And you'd start to meet people around there.
You'd recognize who's an Ingress player.
We were so into it, right? Because we were there's probably 3 of us at most at this point,
Yeah.
and we would see somebody attacking portals down the road, and we'd all fucking run down there and defend them. Like even if it was like 2 in the afternoon, right? We're in the middle of calls and stuff. Drop the calls. We're fucking going and defending this church.
I love it when the defense is you destroy their stuff and you put a level 1 resonate and just keep dropping level 1s till they go away because they're running out of attacks. There's no point putting a high level on because it's gonna will it
Your
down.
audio's just cut. I think it's back. Say something.
Back.
It's back. Yay!
Wow, technical happenings.
hitch. Yeah, man. I actually love playing Ingress, and I think that's probably. I was pretty fit when I was playing it as well. Walking like hundreds of kilometers and to try and get the badges and stuff.
I noticed what happened with my connection. The network cable disappeared and it came back.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, the network dropped and I went onto Wi-Fi and switched back. So can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you fine.
Yeah. Sorry about that, everyone who's listening. Technical
hitches.
So the second part of the Dank Memes Bakery question was what are you currently playing? What was actually the first part, but I listed all my stuff. What are you currently playing?
So I am currently playing. I've got back into Mario 64 with the release of 3D All Stars. I haven't bought that. I've got a modded Switch, so I've been playing the real version that Nintendo should have released. The NX version from the homebrew store. Fucking amazing. It's in 16 by 9 and 60 FPS. Why Nintendo couldn't do that, I don't know. And they didn't fuck the camera up. So, yeah, that's something. And also, me and Steph and Dean, we've been playing a bit of Super Mario 64 online using Net64. That's been good. Your first time playing it, my 6,000th time playing it.
Yeah, the camera was a mission, but I'm enjoying it. I enjoyed it. I'm still enjoying it.
Yeah. So I've done a tiny bit of speedrunning in the past with it. Nothing ever major. Like my PBs aren't like insane or anything like that. I'm nowhere near world record or anywhere near anything decent. Like my 16-star run is like 1500th in the world. It's not like anything great. But I enjoyed doing it. I enjoyed playing it. It's a fun game, and it's something I've played since I was, a kid. It was probably one of the first games I ever played. So it's fun to see how it's evolved and how it's still relevant all these years later as well.
Yeah, I think that's gonna happen all the time. Certain things come up again and become trends again, or old trends get picked up again. Because as vast as the internet is, I think as soon as someone drops a meme or something in Reddit, everyone's like, "What's that?" And then it starts up again. So.
Oh, did I ever tell you about the time where I became a meme lord?
A what?
A meme lord.
Really?
I made it. I popularized the meme a few
No.
years ago. It's totally irrelevant, right? But I was. It was the. You remember Connect 4? It was like I edited a picture of the Connect 4 box and then stuck it on Expandong, and it like reached top, or it was like either top or second on Expandong or /Expandong on Reddit, and what was it like? There's this meme channel. There's a video where it's got like 3 million views or something, and my one is on there. Like there's loads of like other people followed it afterwards,
Mhm.
and then like my one's right at the end. Oh, it's so good. I'll show you the video afterwards. It's brilliant.
Yeah, I'll check the video for sure. So I hope we answered your question properly, the Dank Meme Bakery.
Yeah, thank you very much for your suggestion.
Mhm.
So we sort of a bit long-winded, but
Yeah, I apologize. Sorry, I took it too seriously. I was excited to talk when I was reminiscing about my favorite games. I don't have a specific favorite game. It depends on what era, sort of, because I'm not gonna go back to some of those games on the list.
I, I do feel like if I had to pick one, it would probably be Mario 64. Purely because it's just one of those games that it doesn't matter where I am or what I'm doing, I can just pick it up, I can just jump on and it's just like, I'll do, just a quick 16-star run, or, I'll just quickly go and do a few things on it and I can put it down. I don't care, it's not like I've committed to it like I am with WoW. Like if I get into that, then I have to do weekly quests and stuff. And
Saying it like that, then I guess mine would be either Pokemon Yellow or Pokemon Silver. Back when Pokemon was actually difficult. When you actually had to grind hard and there was no like sort of easy way around things. You actually had to do things in a method, otherwise like it's difficult. Yeah.
I did enjoy the early Pokemon games. I haven't played any of the recent ones.
No, the recent ones look very like tame. I remember when just for me personally, when I played Pokemon Black, I think I got to the 8th gym and all my Pokemon were around level 40. It wasn't really a challenge. Whereas like Pokemon Yellow, Pokemon Silver, like Pokemon Silver Whitney, most people know that, or Gold Whitney with her milk tank is a troll. It's just a piece of shit to deal with when you're a kid. Now you know like the mechanics and stuff. There's an internet to show you how to beat shit up.
But it's sort of getting onto this. Is that the reason why the newer ones are easier though? Because you have the internet available to you, and you can look up strats, and you know what Pokemon are weak to, what attacks and things.
I feel like most of the Pokemon games now, people only look up the internet side for like the post game stuff, like all the online battles and stuff. No one's really talking about story unless it's a playthrough. Whereas like the other older games, it was more like the secret stuff that only fan events would get, and now the events are happening everywhere because everyone's doing it. It's not like go to a GameStop only. It's a lot of online events now. A lot of only battling stuff like comp tourneys and stuff.
Did you ever 100% a Pokemon game?
100%. No.
I've done it once, and I think it was either Pokemon Diamond or Platinum. It was one of those two.
Yeah, probably it would have been Pearl. I probably got close in Pearl, Diamond, or Platinum because I had my R4.
Oh yeah! Oh my god, that's a throwback.
R4 was amazing. Back when you didn't, I still did. I wasn't using emulators like that. R4 was like I didn't want to buy all those games. I remember that website. I think it was Romulation.net, which got taken down hard like ages ago. Yeah, I had my R4 cartridge, my little micro SD card.
Micro SD in it.
And then you just load up your game, load up any cheats as well if you wanted, and your save files. It was amazing, man.
It's actually amazing how easy that was as well. Like you didn't need to do any sort of mod to your DS. It was just like, here you go. Here's this cartridge. Plug it in. Bam. There you go.
Nice the community was, because the amount of times you downloaded shit off there, which could have been like fucking your machine up. It's like everyone was so nice. It's like, here's the actual ROM. Here's not a virus or a troll thing or a fake game that's named differently. All you do is load up the game and go, oh shit, wrong language, and download it again. It was never like, why is this Nintendogs or something like that. It's not like something stupid like a joke. It's always just properly.
Yeah, I remember there being shops near Manchester where you could go in and it's like, it's £5. We'll just load on a load of games.
And then load like a ton of games depending on how big your storage was, and you just that was fun, man.
I also remember a similar thing in the 360 days, where you could buy like fake games online, like DVD burnt games. People had like stamped the label on top of them. Oh mate, fuck me, that was so stupid.
I remember when we used to play PlayStation at my cousin's house, original PlayStation. You do something to the spring, so you
Yeah,
have this
yeah, yeah,
little
yeah,
thing,
yeah, yeah.
so you can still, so you spin up a PAL game because that was for Europe, and
Swap
then you play a
magic.
Japan game. Yeah, swap, and it still load. You don't go to the media player. Oh, I'm playing Dragon Ball Z. Yeah,
Yep. And do
yeah,
you remember the fat PlayStation 2?
yes.
There was a basically if you cut a I don't know if I've got anything. I've got an Oyster card here that might be able to just demonstrate this. If
Hmm.
you cut the card in like a specific way, like you cut this bit off and then like to the side, then what you could do is you could shove it in under the DVD drive whilst it was running, slide it across, pull the driver, and then swap it without having to like similar to what you do on the PlayStation 1.
Yeah. So
And
you
then we wouldn't detect that you remove the disc because you were
yeah,
like,
because that was mad. How the only way stopping it was the original boot, which was though, oh, it's PAL. Yeah, I want to play or whatever, and then it's like swap out. It was same like yeah, it was mad. I remember like even when you were ordering like DVDs back then, it's like this is for region 2. It's like, is that me? Did I use that? It's like, what the fuck? That's why I think that's also why I still had a PS2 around, because it is still a DVD, still just a DVD player right now.
Well, to be honest with you, that's the only reason I have a. I can't believe Sony let this happen as well. Like, it's so stupid. The only reason I have a Series X, not Series X, an Xbox One X, is because it has a 4K Blu-ray player on it. The fact that like PlayStation doesn't have, like Sony developed Blu-ray, right?
PS, yeah,
Like the
Blu-ray.
whole thing was like PlayStation 3 has a Blu-ray player, right?
Yeah, and that was mega because it was like
Mm.
so much data on a disc, and it was like, oh yeah, it's gonna run
Yeah.
fine.
I realize, yeah, that I'm saying this, and earlier on in the episode, I said the exact opposite. I said, "Oh, it's not worth it." But like the only reason I just wanted to see what it looked like because I just got like an OLED TV at the time. I was like, yeah, well, that's the only way I'm going to get a 4K Blu-ray player. I might as well just get an Xbox as well and replace the one I had. And yeah, I mean, yeah, it's nice and stuff, but you know, the streaming services and stuff, and you can get 4K Blu-ray rips from sources, so it doesn't matter anymore.
Yeah.
So yes, Dean, we are, and apparently the recording's been going for an hour and 14 minutes.
Yeah, 14. So we got.
So we should probably start to wrap everything up here.
Yeah.
Move into the closing notes if you want to do so.
Yeah.
So,
Thank you guys for watching. That's all. What's the logic in that? You forgot the name of our own show. That's great, isn't it?
wow, it's only taken 12 episodes to forget.
Yeah. Like Tom was saying earlier, if you have any suggestions for us to cover, comment below. We'll check all the comments. Or if you're listening on Spotify, SoundCloud, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, reach out to us on our social medias. We've got Twitter, Facebook, Instagram. Just search out What's the Logic in That. You'll find us, and comment anywhere. We'll find them for sure, and we'll add it in. Question for the week.
What is your favorite game of all time?
Yes. And which console did you play it on?
Yes.
Regardless of how old the game is. What I also know.
Favorite game, favorite console.
Ooh, change to that. Favorite game, favorite console. Cool. I've been Dean.
I've been Tom. Thank you for watching. Have a great week.
Bye.
Bye bye.